Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs is a presentation of Kentucky Proud.
I'm Tim Laird with you again on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs, this time in downtown Lexington, where we've discovered a different kind of cooking behind the bar.
So here we do everything from scratch.
It's the West Main Crafting Company, located where else? On West Main, of course. And this isn't just any bar.
We're a 19th century in style craft cocktail bar.
Jake Sulick is the head bartender, but he's more like a bar chef, because here they do everything from scratch. Everything from scratch.
Our bitters, our tonics, our cordials, we make everything fresh with fresh local ingredients every day.
The bourbon boom brought Jake to Lexington in 2006, and he's been studying the art of the cocktail ever since. You make all your cocktail ingredients here, including a shrub.
Shrubs go back several hundred years. They predate refrigeration. We use a combination of high acid and high sugar in a shrub, and that's actually going to preserve it and keep it shelf stable for several months, even when the season's ended.
Are we going to make a shrub, I guess?
Of course.
Excellent.
We're going to make this season's watermelon patch shrub. We've started with 700 grams of watermelon. This is already chopped up inside a container. To this, we're going to add some fresh basil, fresh mint. The basil and mint's going to pair really nice with a little bit of strawberry. Finish that off with some cucumber, a little bit of kosher salt in for flavor. And then we're going to add our sugar. This is going to be 15 ounces of sugar by weight. The sugar is going to slowly start extracting flavors, and in 24 hours when we pull it out of the fridge, it's going to turn into a syrup. After 24 hours, it's all turned to syrup, and then we've topped the jar up with apple cider vinegar. The vinegar, because it's super high in acid, is going to be what preserves this and help keep it shelf stable over the next couple of months.
The original way of preserving brought to life here. So Jake, we're going to take that shrub and make an alcohol-free cocktail. You going to show us the secrets to that?
We are. Start with a little bit of saline. We add salt to all the drinks here. It's something that chefs have been doing forever, just to add a little bit of pop. Simple syrup, half an ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice, 2 ounces of the watermelon shrub.
He pours all that over ice and gives it a good shake. Good shake?
Soda fountains were incredibly popular in the 1870s and 1880s. They would have used a tall soda-like glass, like the Collins glass that we're using now. They would have put their ingredients in the bottom, and then they would have carbonated it with fresh soda water. We've actually got one of those old-timey taps right here. This is CO2 tank hooked up to our filtered water, so we're going to produce our own soda water.
Mixing your cocktail with the pressure of the soda water.
Exactly.
Finally, a couple of stirs, then a sprig of mint to top off the throwback alcohol-free cocktail.
It's a nice alternative, particularly if you've been out all evening.
Right.
You just want to come in here and enjoy the ambiance. You can have a nice non-alcoholic drink.
Excellent. I love that. And this looks so good, the way you built that. I love that fresh mint that comes right there when you get to the nose. Wow. That shrub just makes it. And I just noticed you have a stainless steel straw here.
We do. We've just recently replaced all of our plastic and paper straws with stainless.
Very good. What a great cocktail. Well done. But we're not done behind the bar. Next, Jake shows me how they make their own bitters at West Main Crafting Company.
Bitters are really the salt and pepper of a cocktail. They're going to add just that little bit of almost undetected spice that's going to flavor a cocktail.
It's almost like that chef's secret ingredient
It is.
that you're adding to that. So bitters is really important. And you're going to show us the secrets to one of those.
Exactly. So this is Bogart Bitters. This is inspired by a 19th century brand called Bogart. We make our own version based on a recipe from 1883. This has been in a jar for over 10 days. It's a combination of calamus root, bitter orange peel, cardamom, and a few other herbs and spices. We're actually going to strain it. This is being steeped in 151 proof rum, so it's going to be a really, really dark color. We're going to water it down till it's about 90 proof.
Once you strain everything, it goes into a jar, and then final step is?
It's going to be the coloration step, so we're doing this the same way that they would have done it in the 1880s. We've got dried mallow flowers, so we're just going to add these to the jar. We're actually going to cap it and let it sit for 24 hours. And when we're all done and filter it back out, we're going to get this beautifully colored bitter, which is going to go straight into our cocktail.
All right, now this cocktail, we're going to use both the shrub and the bitters you made.
Exactly. This is called Down the Rabbit Hole. This is one of the most popular drinks on the menu right now. Fresh lime juice, Aperol, a Blanco tequila, and our watermelon patch shrub. We're going to finish this off with our homemade Bogart Bitters and just a little bit of saline.
That's kind of the secret to all these cocktails, just a little bit of that saline that, as you said before, that chefs know brightens up everything.
Exactly. It makes bitter flavors really pop in a drink, and so you don't actually taste the salt, but you do notice a big difference.
Once again, he puts it all over ice, then gives it a good shake. He strains that into a glass with ice and then tops it off with soda water. A little effervescence. In goes a stainless steel straw with a sprig of mint, and then one more homemade touch.
This one is going to be garnished with a candied watermelon rind. We don't like to waste anything here. We like to practice what's called closing the loop. And so when we're done making the watermelon shrub, the only thing that's left over is the rind. We actually take that, cover it in sugar, cook it down, and create a candied watermelon garnish that's perfectly edible.
Beautiful. That looks like a gorgeous cocktail. Wow, look at this. Just beautiful. Oh, it has so much depth, flavor, and I love the fact that you have the rind. Oh yeah, fantastic. That is phenomenal. We have more secrets to share behind the bar at West Main coming up. Next, speeding up time with technology. An infusion that would normally take a week is done in just hours.
Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs is a presentation of Kentucky Proud. Nothing else is close. With support from the Kentucky Beef Council. In Kentucky, beef is still what's for dinner. And by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you.
Tim Laird here, excited to be with you again at West Main Crafting Company in downtown Lexington, where they take the art of the cocktail very seriously. You got it down to a science. They spend hours and hours every day making all their ingredients from scratch, from bitters to preserved fruit shrubs. Everything's a throwback to the 1800s.
One of the things that we've become known for is absinthe. We've got a collection of over 26 bottles of absinthe that's the largest in Kentucky. Any night you come here 7 days a week, you're going to see a traditional absinthe service taking place.
I saw the dispenser units. They actually do the sugar cube and the whole traditional style of how they served absinthe. Another thing they do here is use a sous vide machine to make infusions. Usually the sous vide is back in the kitchen, but here it's out with the cocktails. Jake, tell us about this process here.
This is a cucumber and dill infused Plymouth gin. So we're, instead of waiting 7 to 10 days to allow this to mature, we're actually going to use the sous vide machine here in a bain-marie water bath. This is actually going to allow us to cook this in only 2 hours.
Wow. All the flavors of the infusion will mingle in a glass canning jar. 600
grams of English cucumber. We're going to add just 2.4 grams of dill for a little bit of flavoring. And then we're going to top this off with 40 ounces of Plymouth gin.
Jake caps the jar, then totally submerges it in the water bath.
It's going to cook at 150 degrees for 2 hours.
You've done a lot of canning, so you're used to working with mason jars.
Yeah, we use a lot of mason jars here.
That's great.
And then after it's done, we're going to strain it out through a coffee filter, and we're going to end up with this lightly green infused Plymouth gin, and we're going to be using that in one of our cocktails today. This is called Cucumberton.
He starts the cocktail with a drop or two of saline in the bottom of the glass.
We've got the homemade Bogart Bitters. Got a little bit of a thyme-infused Cointreau liqueur that we make in-house. Coqui Americano, which is a Canquina-inspired aperitif wine. It's going to be very light, floral, just a touch of bitterness. Dry vermouth. Our strained cucumber and dill infused Plymouth gin.
There it is, which is full of flavor in itself.
And strain this directly into the glass. We're adding a little bit of citrus flavor with the lemon peel sprayed right on top. Just add some of those lemon oils. And then we're just going to float a cucumber along with a micro marigold on top. And the cucumber tin.
That is a work of art. It looks so good. I've got to taste it, please. Oh my gosh. That infusion works phenomenally. Balances it off with that cucumber. I get just a little hint of that dill. It's easy to sit there and sip it and enjoy every little bit of it. I appreciate you showing the secrets to this one as well. Besides the incredible craft cocktails, I also love the small plates that you offer here as well.
These are 4 of our best sellers. We've got our Charcuterie Board.
This is beautiful. I'll tell you what, I don't think I've ever seen a better looking charcuterie board than this.
This is our shishito peppers.
I love the shishito peppers. Sweet and full of flavors, and you can eat the whole thing, seeds included.
This is a fried green tomato burger. Fried green tomato, arugula, melted cheese, and a spicy aioli dressing. It's chock full of flavor. I mean, it's so fresh. And then we've got our tempura fried shiitake mushroom. We're open 7 days a week. We open at 5 p.m. During the week, we close at midnight. On the weekends, Friday and Saturday, we're open until 2:30.
Wow, you're going to have a great time here. So, Jake, awesome job.
Pleasure.
You're one of the best bartenders I've ever seen.
Thanks so much.
I guess it's last call for this edition of Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. I'm Tim Laird, and we'll see you next time.
Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs is a presentation of Kentucky Proud. Nothing else is close. With support from the Kentucky Beef Council. In Kentucky, beef is still what's for dinner. And by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you.